Harry's Wife, part 81.10. Wait, what's that? Hello. In these uncertain times of straitened circumstances, where there is a shifting sea of possibilities and outcomes, finding stability, finding reliability, finding something that you can depend upon becomes more difficult and rarer. Fortunately for you, dear viewers of my work, you have always the certainty of coming here and receiving the excellent analysis of the world of narcissism from me. You also have the opportunity to be entertained with my pithier sides about certain celebrities and famous people who really do need taking down several pegs, and who better to do it than I. And of course, I have not forgotten about the roasts. I simply haven't had opportunity, having been travelling, to pop down into the dungeons beneath Tudor Towers to pull out our heavyweight example that is coming up fairly soon. Another certainty in this world, of course, is the fact that whenever it comes to needing to assert control on a wide scale on behalf of Harry's Wife, you can always see coming over the hill, hello, that can always be counted upon to come along with some candy floss nonsense and linking it to Harry's Wife, in order to maintain that facade and to assert control. And unsurprisingly, they're at it again, and since they're at it again, so am I, because every time they engage in this behaviour, they can understand that I will as well, because something is very wrong in such behaviour to keep putting forward an individual as such as this. Something's very wrong in continuing to take the coin that allows this individual to infest our timelines and news feeds. And therefore, that's why it is imperative, good listeners of Tudorville, that you like my videos, you share my videos, you reference them elsewhere, so more people get to understand what Harry's Wife is, how she operates, and moreover, they have access to all of the brilliant information that I've provided amongst all of my videos. See to it. Make HG approve of you. Turning to hello, and oh dear, Bridie Wilkins remains in the hot seat. Not for her little excursion into chief handbag writer. She, as senior health and fitness writer, has to come up with this piffle, and piffle it is. You'll recall in parts passim that I posed the question, why is Harry's Wife looking fatter? Of course, from the dumb fucks out there, they immediately said, oh, bad form, HG, you shouldn't be criticising a woman's weight. Well, actually, I wasn't. I was remarking upon something linked to that was entirely about narcissism. But of course, the dimwits don't bother to listen to the video. They just immediately see something about weight and assume that I'm just weighing in with an ad hominem attack upon her. They really ought to know better than to think that of someone such as I. And it gave me no end of controlled delight to make a point in the comment section about the fact that it was clear that they had not listened to the video before commenting, because if they had, they would not have written the asinine nonsense that they came out with. Indeed, as another commenter made mention, it was akin to a dominatrix, strolling amongst her victims, smacking them on the backside and giving them the firm smack of governments to ensure that they remained in line. And indeed, I sometimes do walk amongst the comments in that manner. I read everything that's posted. Of course, much of it I would like to reply to, but Madam Time outstrides me and doesn't allow. But nevertheless, I do read everything that you all comment and take note, and memorise, and make a note of requests and so forth, even if I don't reply to you. Keep that in mind and show me your super thanks. But in that earlier part, I mentioned about the weight issue and what was actually causing it. And some of you opined that it may well be the case that Harry's Wife is looking to set up some kind of weight loss program or piggyback onto Oprah's involvement in Weight Watchers, I believe, almost bulking up in order to lose it. Well, the issue of weight has come along. And of course, as a consequence of suggestions that she was packing on the beef and putting on a bit of timber, Hello comes to the rescue with this piece. Harry's wife's former trainer previously revealed that he and the Duchess of Sussex spent a lot of time perfecting her posture when they worked together, and apparently this could contribute to weight loss. Bollocks. Weight loss is about reducing your calorific intake and moving more. It's a simple equation. Your posture contributes to weight loss. Well, doing exercises to improve your posture could contribute to weight loss. I'll accept that, but simply adjusting your posture isn't going to contribute to weight loss. Not at all. But anyway, let's read on. Let's see what this rebarbative nonsense has to say. Speaking to Women's Health in 2018, Harry's wife's past PT, Craig McNamee, said, "Generally speaking, we had a full-body approach." Oh yes. And since Harry's wife was on screen, we really focused on posture. He went on to explain that this included posterior chain exercises for the glutes, back and hamstrings, as well as plenty of core work, abs, back, obliques, pelvic floor. Fascinating. Postural alignment therapist, Eleanor Burt, you really should be called Pat, shouldn't you? You should be Pat. Postural alignment therapist Pat, much better, explains that it is exactly this kind of regime that could prove beneficial for weight loss. Speaking to Hello, she says that good posture isn't just sitting up straight or standing tall, but involves maintaining a decent range of motion at every muscle and joint within the body. The reason that good posture helps with weight loss is because it aids the efficiency of practically all of the systems within the body, she adds. The body works as a unit, so your musculoskeletal system's function, or lack thereof, will impact how well you can think, breathe, shift lymph. Shift lymph? What's that like? Shifting furniture, digest food, and expel waste. Well, we know somebody who expels a lot of waste. That's why they've got 27,000 toilets to do it. A body that moves well and moves a lot, oh yes, moving a lot, will indirectly aid the processes involved in weight loss. No fucking shit. So apparently, a body that moves well and moves a lot, do you mean exercise? So we don't need some fancy title of posture alignment therapist or whatever it was to tell us this, but the fact is that if you do more exercise, this will aid weight loss. Wow. Imagine all of those people paying huge memberships of these particular spas and clubs and associations to be told, yes, you need to shift your postural alignment and that will aid you in weight loss. Oh, right. What you mean is I need to do more exercise. In a word, yes. So a body that moves well and moves a lot will indirectly aid the processes involved in weight loss because movement helps with the dynamism required to keep the systems constantly pumping, as well as directly helping with more rapid muscle toning because the muscles are doing the jobs they are designed to do and so are thriving and working hard. In other words, do exercise, make your heart pump harder, and give your muscles an exercise. Give them a workout. A body that compensates heavily during movement cannot aid the other systems of the body properly because it's already exhausted, just maintaining the substandard and inefficient movement patterns. If you are stuck in a heavily flexed posture, also known as a slumped sitting position, without the muscular function to pull yourself out of it when you stand up, you will find that excess pressure on the internal organs will impact digestion, breathing patterns, and your general vitality. In other words, if you spend your time sat with your arse on the sofa, eating crisps, you'll be a fatty. Again, you don't need some highfalutin, bizarrely titled individual to tell you all of that. The body, when taken to do a gym workout, isn't going to benefit from the workout in the same way someone with good posture would, because these limitations are still in place, even if the heart rate is lifted and some of the muscles are working hard. And then Bridie adds right at the end, with her brilliant insight, makes sense. So basically, we have an article which is somebody talking about the work that they did with Harry's wife when he used to be her personal trainer back in 2018, And that's just a quote that's been dragged up by Bridie as she's been told to go amongst all of the various boxes and the cuttings to try and find something interesting to say in relation to Harry's wife. And then basically the bulk of the article is all about somebody called Eleanor Burt telling us that exercise is good for us. What an absolute abject piece of bollocks this article is. This isn't a surprise, of course. It's basically going back in time to find a cutting that talks about exercise involving Harry's wife and her former personal trainer, not a current personal trainer, but her previous personal trainer, and then getting a lengthy series of quotes from a supposed expert who tells us the absolute bleeding nonsense. And this is passed off as an article about Harry's wife's weight loss secret doesn't involve diet or exercise. See before and after. And of course, the pictures that are presented are Harry's wife's posture in 2006 and then compared with 2013. But funny enough, it doesn't include 2021 when she's got a bit heavier for the reasons that I explained in an earlier video. This type of article is just another example of the asinine nonsense that is generated in order to keep Harry's wife in the public eye. I'm sure many of you listening to this would be ardently embarrassed to be associated with this piece of bumfluff. But not Harry's wife, because it means that she continues to come up on the news feeds in the public eye, allowing the assertion of control, demonstrating, of course, as was mentioned in an earlier video about hello, I have no shame, she truly hasn't when it comes to the pursuit of the prime aims, just underlying once again her narcissist credentials. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.